everything on it. Okay, open red hood. If you want to come over here. So these are going to be labeled for Night Guard Flex, and there's a Night Guard Firm. So depending on what resin you want to use, I'm actually going to be doing firm. So you just slide this out. It comes out. Ooh. And you can just set it over here. They're underneath here. You just grab it out. And if you want to look, it just slides right in. Should slide right. There we go. And make sure it's just nice and secure. You do have to take this lid off. These tools will be underneath in this little tray. This is to stir the resin.
This is good too. I'm just gonna keep going. You can edit it. We're gonna watch this when we're out for Darlene's birthday.
Oh, that's hilarious. You guys can see there's a minimum line and a maximum line. Just make sure there's always resin above the minimum. Okay, if you need to stir, you just want to slide it back and forth, just to move it around so it doesn't settle to the bottom. Try to let as much resin drain off of this as possible. Okay. And then we just wipe this down, and you can rinse it with water after. This should already be secure, but if you look up top here, there's an unlock and a lock. So just make sure it's facing towards the lock. It'll actually tell you if this needs to be adjusted. All right, so then you close the hood. Once the cover is off, come down here. It'll tell you whether it's, and it should read right here, Sprint Gray Night Guard Firm or Sprint Gray Night Guard Flex, whichever one. If you have the wrong one in there, it'll literally tell you and it won't allow you to print. So go back to Q and hit print, and it's all healthy. Start print. Okay. So once it's done printing, it then needs to go into the wash. So you just open up this lid. You just need to put this little metal magnet thing right in here. It lines right up. And then we open the hood with nothing on top of it. And then this is where the unlock is gonna come into play. So you just turn this little red thing and hold it and slide it out. Oh. And then you literally just, let's just take a quick peek. So cool. Ooh. Oh, sorry, actually one.
Yeah, look at the,
there's actually a little bit of resin on here. So I just scrape off, there's not a ton, but I'll just show for, you can scrape off any of the resin that's on there. This really didn't have any extra, but okay. If it has a bunch of extra resin, just try to push it off the plate back into there. All right, so then notch should be facing out, but there's a picture right next to it. So you set it in there, and then you literally come over here and you just hit start, wash, dry. These have to say okay and okay. It'll be red if it's not okay, so you just hit start, 11 minutes.
If the reservoirs are empty, how do we fill it, or is that a you issue?
I will try to wash it, but it has to be, you can only put in there this isophenol alcohol, the 99%. You would just dump this in there, but you would have to dump out the bad stuff first.
Okay.
Probably a me thing.
Okay.
I can do.
All right.
But in case you need to add
just
extra,
checking
but
in
yes.
case I'll be the one that comes down and it says no.
So you can just add, you can just add alcohol into there.
Okay.
And then recover, okay, perfect. Just always recover this once we're done printing and close the hood again.
Just and so you can just leave it in there as is. And now that's still the firm one. So when you do the next one, we'll have to check to make sure, because if you're not doing firm, you'd have to get the flex out of the bottom.
Actually, I'll probably just switch it now.
Okay. But it won't let us even do
It
the
won't-
process if
it's not right.
it's not correct. This one was not as entertaining as yesterday's, Professor Kelly.
Should I work on that?
All right. Okay. Okay, then let me just...
Make sure this is on. Sometimes I have to think about what I'm doing.
So does this say?
I'll have you go up and when I do it.
Okay.
All right.
I'll go from this side. We'll have a new angle.
So you just pick it up there. There's like no really resin. There we go. And then you just have to scrape it off with a tool. This right here. And you just push underneath the supports. Okay. This I'm going to clean really quick.
So you can just wipe that off and that's okay?
Yep. And then I am just going to put this back on and lock it. All right, then you have all these little supports here. You actually can just break these off. I think it's easier just to do it with my hands. Oops, sorry.
Hold it like
that.
up so they can see, like tilt it up this way.
This way?
Yeah.
Okay. So you just break them. Sorry, it's hard to keep my hands out of the way.
No, you're fine. Yeah, now they can see better.
And they can just be thrown away. Okay. Here. This will still feel rough, and that's fine. Just get as much of the support off as you can. And then this is to cure it. You just open it up. If you only have one, you want to put it directly in the middle. A and B. Close that. Then you come up here and you have to just select. Oh, it's actually under recently used. Look at that. So you just hit occlusal guard. Sorry. And then the material. So this was actually firm. Has zone A and B, and then center. So center's the least amount of time. And it's just making sure you have it nice and straight. 2:42.
That's minutes?
That's it.
Okay.